I want to tell you about a moment that changed everything for me. It was a Tuesday morning, the kind where sunlight streams through your kitchen window and your cat, your perfect purring little shadow, is suddenly not interested in breakfast. That's what happened to my friend Maya, her cat Oliver. A fluffy ginger who'd been her constant companion for 8 years walked past his food bowl like it wasn't even there. Within 72 hours, she was sitting in a sterile vet clinic, hearing words that felt like a physical blow: acute kidney failure. The vet's voice was gentle but firm. This has been building for months, maybe years. Oliver didn't make it. And the hardest part? The habits that destroyed his kidneys were so ordinary, so normal, that millions of cat parents repeat them every single day without a second thought. The bowl of water that sits untouched for 12 hours. The kibble left out for grazing. The scented candle flickering on the coffee table. These aren't dramatic acts of neglect. They're tiny, silent choices that accumulate into organ damage. Your cat's body is a masterpiece of resilience, but it's not invincible. Every system, kidneys, liver, heart, bladder, is working overtime to compensate for the shortcuts we take. And here's what the veterinary world is desperate for you to understand. By the time your cat shows symptoms, they've already lost 60 to 75% of their organ function. Let's start with that water bowl, because this is where the cascade often begins. You filled it this morning, clear and fresh, but now it's 7 p.m. and it's been sitting there collecting dust, saliva, and microscopic debris. Your cat's whiskers brush the sides as they approach, and something feels off. The water smells stale, and cats, being desert, evolved creatures with a notoriously low thirst drive, will simply walk away. They'll try to hold out for something better, maybe the dripping faucet, maybe the puddle in the shower. In the wild, they'd get 70% of their moisture from prey. But domestic life means dry kibble and infrequently refreshed water sources, and their kidneys are left to do the impossible. Concentrate urine so severely that toxins build up in the bloodstream. This is how chronic dehydration becomes kidney disease. It's not dramatic. It's a slow grinding process where nephrons, the kidney's filtering units, begin to scar and die. The blood becomes thicker, harder to pump. The bladder forms crystals because the urine is too concentrated. Your cat drinks, but never enough to flush the system properly. And you think they're fine because the water bowl still has water in it. But here's a question. When was the last time you drank from a glass that had been sitting on your nightstand for 12 hours? You'd hesitate. Your cat hesitates too, but they can't speak up. They depend on you to understand that available water isn't the same as appealing water. The solution isn't just more water, it's better water strategy. Place multiple bowls around your home, wide, shallow dishes that don't touch their sensitive whiskers. Change the water at least twice daily, more if you can. Consider a cat fountain. The movement mimics natural streams and triggers their instinct to drink. Put water sources away from food bowls because cats evolved to avoid water near kill sites. These small shifts aren't pampering. They're respecting your cat's biology. Every sip of fresh water is a gift to their kidneys, a chance to dilute toxins and reduce the workload on their most vulnerable organs. Now, let's talk about that bowl of kibble you keep filled all day. It seems convenient. Even loving your cat never goes hungry. But inside their body, a crisis is unfolding with every bite. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning their entire digestive system is built for meat, not carbohydrates. Yet most dry foods contain 30 to 50% carbs from corn, wheat, and rice. When your cat grazes constantly, their blood sugar spikes repeatedly, forcing the pancreas to pump out insulin around the clock. Over time, cells become resistant. That's type 2 diabetes, and it's an epidemic in indoor cats. Once diabetic, they're on twice daily insulin injections for life. But that's not even the worst outcome. Free feeding also triggers hepatic lipidosis, fatty liver disease. If your cat, for any reason, stops eating for just 48 hours, stress, illness, a change in routine, their body mobilizes stored fat for energy. But a cat's liver can't process fat that quickly. It accumulates, choking liver cells, leading to rapid organ failure. This condition kills thousands of cats every year, and it starts with the casual habit of keeping the food bowl full. Think about wild cats. They hunt, they eat a substantial meal, then they fast. Their metabolism is designed for feast and famine, not constant grazing. When you free feed, you're not just risking obesity. You're forcing their pancreas, liver, and kidneys into a state of perpetual crisis. The fix is simple but requires discipline. Scheduled feeding. 2 meals a day. Measured portions. High protein, low carb food, preferably wet food, which also helps with hydration. This mimics their natural rhythm, stabilizes blood sugar, and gives their organs the rest they need. Your cat might protest at first, but you're not being mean. You're being a responsible guardian. You're preventing a disease cascade that's entirely man-made. Here's another silent killer that starts in an unexpected place: your cat's mouth. By age 3, 70% of cats have periodontal disease, and most owners have no idea. The plaque on their teeth hardens into tartar, creating pockets where bacteria thrive. Every time your cat swallows, that bacteria enters the bloodstream and travels straight to the heart, kidneys, and liver. This is called bacteremia, and it's a 24/7 assault on their organs. The immune system is constantly fighting this invisible infection, wearing itself down, leaving your cat vulnerable to systemic disease. The tragedy is that cats hide mouth pain with astonishing skill. In the wild, showing weakness meant death, so they'll keep eating even with broken teeth, abscesses, and gums so inflamed they bleed. By the time they stop eating or start drooling, the infection is advanced, and the organ damage may be irreversible. That bad breath you've noticed? It's not just unpleasant, it's the smell of rotting tissue and bacterial overgrowth. It's a warning sign that toxins are already circulating. Prevention is non-negotiable. Dental treats that actually scrub teeth, water additives that break down plaque, and specially formulated dental kibble can help. But the gold standard is brushing even twice a week dramatically reduces tartar. And yes, professional cleanings under anesthesia are expensive and scary, but they remove buildup below the gum line where you can't reach. Skipping dental care to save money often means paying tenfold later for kidney or heart disease treatment. Your cat's mouth is the gateway to their entire body. What happens there doesn't stay there. Perhaps the most dangerous phrase in cat ownership is, "But they seem fine." Cats are masters of deception. Their survival instinct is to mask illness until they physically cannot. By the time symptoms appear, vomiting, lethargy, loss of appetite, they've already lost 60 to 75% of kidney function. Their thyroid could be overproducing hormones for months, causing weight loss and heart enlargement, while you just think they're more active. A tumor could be growing silently while they still play and purr. Annual vet checkups aren't just routine, they're life-saving detective work. Blood work can catch kidney disease when it's still manageable with diet. Urinalysis detects crystals, protein loss, and infections before they become blockages. Blood pressure screening identifies hypertension that's silently damaging the kidneys and eyes. Palpation can find tumors when they're small enough to remove. And weight tracking, something you might not notice day to day, can reveal gradual loss or gain that signals underlying disease. Consider this: 1 cat year equals 4 to 7 human years. Skipping 1 annual exam is like you avoiding the doctor for 5 years. For senior cats over 7, twice yearly visits are essential. Their organ function naturally declines with age. Early detection is the difference between managing a condition and facing a crisis. Oliver's story might have ended differently if his kidney changes had been caught 6 months earlier. A simple diet switch could have slowed the progression. But you can't treat what you don't know exists. Now, let's step into your home and look around with fresh eyes. That lavender diffuser in your bedroom? It's poisoning your cat. Those pointing scented frog cleaners? Your cat walks on the wet surface, licks their paws, and ingests toxins their liver can't process. Cats lack a crucial enzyme called glucuronidase transferase, which means they can't break down certain compounds that are harmless to humans. Essential oils, tea tree, eucalyptus, citrus, are concentrated plant compounds that land on their fur, get groomed off, and accumulate in their system until liver cells start dying. The symptoms hit fast: drooling, vomiting, tremors, difficulty breathing. But chronic low-level exposure is just as dangerous. That plug-in air freshener releasing chemicals 24/7, the scented that are irritating their respiratory tract, the fabric softener residue on their bedding, all of it adds up. Their liver, the body's detox center, becomes overwhelmed. Damage is often permanent by the time it shows up in blood work. You don't need to live in a sterile bubble, but you do need to be intentional. Use white vinegar and water for cleaning. Choose unscented litter and fragrance-free laundry detergent. Open windows for fresh air instead of artificial scents. If you must use a product, keep your cat in a separate room until it's fully dry and ventilated. Your cat's liver is their only defense against toxins. Don't make it fight a battle it can't win. Finally, there's the mistake that vets say is killing more cats than any other: chronic stress from boredom and environmental deprivation. This one's insidious because it doesn't involve neglect. It involves misunderstanding. You have toys, a clean litter box, maybe a cat tree. So they're fine, right? But you're closer. Is your cat in a small apartment with no vertical space, no window views, no hunting opportunities? That's sensory deprivation. Cats are apex predators, climbers, explorers. When they can't express these instincts, their body floods with cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronic elevated cortisol is a wrecking ball. It suppresses immune function, inflames the bladder, causing feline idiopathic cystitis, accelerates kidney disease, and triggers inflammatory bowel disease. Stressed cats stop eating, and just 48 hours without food can trigger hepatic lipidosis, fatty liver disease. They overgroom until their skin is raw. They develop obsessive behaviors. Their heart rate stays elevated, their organs work overtime, and their body never gets to rest. The solution is enrichment, and it's not optional. 15 minutes of interactive play daily with feather wands or laser pointers triggers their prey drive and releases endorphins. Vertical territory cat trees, wall shelves, high perches lets them survey their world from safety. Puzzle feeders make them work for food. Rotating toys keep things novel. Window perches with bird feeders outside provide mental stimulation. If you have multiple cats, you need multiple resources. Separate litter boxes, one per cat plus one extra. Multiple feeding stations, multiple water sources. No competition means no territorial stress. Your cat's organs function optimally when they're calm, engaged, and mentally satisfied. A stressed cat is a sick cat waiting to happen. A stimulated cat is a healthy cat thriving. So here we are, 6 habits, 6 opportunities to change the trajectory of your cat's life. Oliver didn't get that second chance, but your cat is sitting right there trusting you completely. They depend on you for everything: the water they drink, the food they eat, the air they breathe, the world they inhabit. And you have the power to give them a long, healthy, pain-free life. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. Pick one habit this week and change it. Just one. Add a second water bowl. Schedule a vet appointment. Toss the scented candles. Buy a feather wand. Then build from there. Because your cat's life is worth the effort. They give you everything: unconditional love, companionship, the quiet comfort of their presence. They deserve for you to see the invisible dangers they can't warn you about. Promise me you'll look at your cat tonight and ask yourself, what am I missing? Then do something about it. Because the silence of organ disease is deafening, but the sound of prevention is as simple as fresh water in a clean bowl, a scheduled meal, a dental treat, a vet visit, a toxin-free home, and a feather wand dancing in the air. Your cat is lucky to have you. Now go show them just how much that means.